we all know that no comprehensive trade agreement could be perfect. Perfect only happens once. My wife is perfect. Everything else has to be evaluated on, are you better with it or better without it? And that was stated earlier. The TPP is obviously for agriculture. We're way better with it. For not only greatly expanded markets and the potential to add more in that key Pacific region. But let me tell you a little bit about wheat. In general, about 50% of the wheat crop is exported. That happens year in, year out, every year. But as I said, I farm in the Pacific Northwest. And in our region, virtually 100% of my crop goes to export. As a state, 85% is exported. Oregon's 90%. Idaho, at least over 80%. And Montana, 80% of the crop is exported. So in the wheat world, we have been focused on exports for a long time. And many of it or much of that volume to the Pacific Rim. So what does the TPP offer to an industry that has already been very active in the Pacific Rim? We had to frame the issue to many of our representatives that this is both an offensive move and a defensive move. Defensive in that it's been mentioned that other countries have bilateral trade agreements ready to take effect if this effort fails. If other countries have bilateral agreements, American farmers are immediately at a disadvantage, especially in wheat. So the first point is to let's make sure we lock up 40% of the world's economy with this agreement. The offensive move is the TPP is a very good template to move forward, not only in other trade agreements, but to add very important trading partners to this one, and some of those have been mentioned, Indonesia, Thailand, and Philippines. Great potential for added wheat sales. So for wheat, the TPP is an all-in. It's a no-brainer. And we'll be enthusiastic in supporting it and helping these other gentlemen whip the votes that we need to pass it. Sometimes, I said it's not perfect, sometimes some of the tariffs that we would like to have seen lowered or removed, especially in Japan. That was a creative approach that the trade representative took, and that quotas are increased, and the potential for added sales and preserving market share, I think, was the key there. So while we got better tariff relief in some of the other countries, we've already had well-established markets in Japan, and we will be able to keep them. So that's key. So for wheat, it's a great deal. It sets a high standard for the future. And as I said earlier, wheat is all in. So in perspective on those unilateral agreements that were mentioned, something like 260 agreements like that exist around the world. The United States is only party to 20 of them. So it's very important when you have this opportunity, we cannot squander this great opportunity to lock up this trade agreement. So in wheat, if you picture $8 billion worth of wheat is exported, 2.4 billion is in the TPP region. So it's a key wheat region, and as we all seek the 95% of consumers that are outside the United States borders, and 500 million consumers outside the US within the TPP, and all of these growing economies, and especially if we add to this agreement in the fastest growing region in the world, this is great. This is a fantastic chance, and we will not squander it. Thank you.